my TTL computer, continuing on our way to revision 2, and just got this working in this instant with a simple program running in 2-byte instruction mode, and it's just doing to load immediate to A and load immediate to B, counting by twos, doing an addition, doing an output to the display, and then just looping back to do the addition. That's just counting up to 127 and then rolling over. So yeah, there's been another crazy journey and pulling my hair out again, and I was ready to quit twice. Just give up on this because it's been so frustrating, and things working and then not working again, and it's just been a real crazy situation. But I ended up, besides doing all the changes I needed to implement the 2-byte instruction code, which was updating the microcode to do that mostly, but then I was having issues with the program counter, like counting extra counts and counting multiple times when it should just be one to increment to the next memory location. And so I thought it was an issue with my old friend with the pull downs and the pull up resistors. So I went in and I changed that. I changed the pull down and the pull ups on the program counter, and that looked better. And then as I did testing again, things would look good for a while, and then they would just go wonky again. And I said, pulling my hair out, ready to quit. And then I was just thinking that I was reviewing the resistors that I use on the control line signals for down here. Sorry for covering up the lens on the control signals, and I noticed that they were really low values, like 480 ohms. So I was thinking, could those possibly? I mean, again, just taking a little shortcuts here, using the control lines to directly drive the LEDs. That's really not a best practice, and not something you do in production. Build. So I pulled those resistors out just to see if things behaved better, and lo and behold, here I am. I pulled those out, and not only do I have this working again at the 166 hertz, which is like the minimum clock speed that I think I need to achieve what I want to achieve, but counting fine on that, going up to back to the high speed clock, back to 250 hertz, and it's operating completely fine and stable. So yeah, the issue there, I think, is just we can't use the control signals to directly drive the LEDs if we want to display on the control signals. I was going to do the same. My next step, if that didn't work, my next place was going to be to pull out the resistors on the bus display. But right now, that doesn't seem to be causing an issue. But it looks like it definitely was an issue with with those resistors on the control display LEDs. There's just can't be using the control lines to directly drive that. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I might, I'd have to put in like 2 buffer ICs just to drive those things. And frankly, I don't know how useful those things are going to be as we, continue with this next revision. As you see, we go faster and faster with the clock speed. These displays are just turning to be like, solid on. So we're really not going to, I don't know how much meaningful information we would get from those, in as we continue. And if we continue with the, ultimately we might go higher with the clock speed if we can. But, these control signal lights are just not very useful at these speeds. Back at just, the original vision of this design at the very, very slow clock speeds to see the actual get the visual indicator of what's happening is good, and it's good blinky lights and it looks cool. But if I really want to take this to the next step and get to a more functional computer, doing more interesting things with the microcode and the instruction set and terminal, probably doesn't make much sense. So anyway, they'll be there. Probably just going to leave it as is. I'll make a final determination on that later. But hey, it's looking good again. I'm going to say we're back on track, and now I have to go back to validating that all of the instructions work at 2 byte, because we're just really exercising 1, 2. We're just exercising a couple, three or 4 instructions here in 2 byte mode. We're going to want to validate everything, and I also want to try to implement microcode to that will either implement the code directly or just mimic what I'm going to need to do for using a stack, implementing a stack, which we're definitely going to want as we try for some more significant programming. We'll want to have a stack pointer implemented so we can use calls and return, subroutine calls and returns. Anyway, that's an update. Pulled back from the brink. I was really just about to quit. This was came to me, I guess, in the wee early hours of the morning as I lay there sleepless and putting my own brain cycles to good use. Said, hey, maybe it's the control signals getting muddied by the display LEDs. Let's pull the resistors out, and hey, that was it. All right, another problem solved. Onward and upward. Thanks for watching.